why factoring is important if you're doing brokered load opportunities. We'll talk about that on this segment of the Get Geezer. Today is Tuesday, May 20, 2025. If this is your first time checking out the Get Geezer, a returning visit of the Get Geezer, thanks for coming by. And if you would not mind, hit that subscribe button, give my content a thumbs up, share my content among others, and I definitely welcome your comments in the section below. Today, interesting day. I'm actually heading back from the Greenville, South Carolina area, in which I completed my third delivery opportunity of the day. The first two are some local opportunities. They were kind of surprising, but they make up for really the whole point of this segment of the Get Geezer. So, what happens is that when you eat what you kill, of course, you have no idea what you're going to go after every single day. In most cases. Today was no different. And so, as I'm leaving the Geezer compound, I'm thinking that I have booked a brokered opportunity. It was a short run from Lawrence, South Carolina to Great Court, South Carolina. So that's basically on the other side of the state. Whatever it's worth, those who are not familiar with Columbia, South Carolina, that's the middle of the state. That is literally the geographic center of the state. And Lawrence, Great Court are heading in the direction of Greenville, which is the other side of the state. And then on the opposite end is the Charleston area. And then there's Rock Hill, which is near Charlotte. And then there's North Augusta and Aiken, which is closer to Augusta. At any rate, so I had agreed upon an opportunity. And for me, it would be the first time with this particular broker. But it's been a broker whom I've been trying to book load opportunities with for over a year. I filled out their carrier packet a year ago, but didn't seem to get anywhere. But then I noticed the broker have a load posted on the load board, and then on a secondary load board as well. And so, surprisingly, they got back in contact with me. Initially, we were $50 off. I went ahead and agreed on the offered amount because it was still a pretty decent amount for what amounted to was like a 15 to 20 mile run. For me, it would have been an opportunity to come on this side of the state, see what else I could possibly catch, but also see what this broker is about. There are times you may make certain decisions just to see what's going on, and this is one of them. Well, upon them sending the rate confirmation, it was an electronic one in which some brokers have you to agree and sign electronically a rate confirmation sheet before you even pick up. Others just send you a PDF in the email, and and then after that, the next time you touch that rate confirmation sheet is once you've completed delivery, and now you're looking to get paid by filing an invoice with your factoring company. I know that some folk are going to ask about my factoring company. I've listed it in the description in the section below. So I'm not going to mention the name of the company because that's not the point. But the point is that I will say this much. Factoring companies ensure that you're going to get paid. They ensure that you're going to get paid, especially if they offer non-recourse factoring, meaning that if even the company the broker that they're trying to collect from does not pay, it does not come back on you where they're looking to recoup. Now, there are reasons for recoupment, like for supposedly late charges and damages and things like that. I've not experienced that in the 2 years plus that I have been negotiating my own brokered opportunities. I've not experienced that. I've not experienced any late charges, anything of the sort. I understand that some people rather not deal with factoring companies because that's money taken out of your pay. But for me, at least based on what I've experienced and what I've advocated to this point, that small percentage of money is ease of mind for me. Well, in this particular case, I failed to do my diligence. I caught myself in an almost failure of not doing my due diligence. But before I set out to go and pick up on this opportunity, I checked my factoring company for broker references in terms of if it's a company that they have approved to do business with, that they do business with. They were not approved. And I did it twice just to be sure. So then I contacted the broker themselves and asked them, hey, you're not shown as an approved vendor with my factoring company. Is there another option like Quick Pay? Or is there another broker? Is there another factoring company that y'all deal with? Well, they could not come forth with that answer. And so Get Geezer turned around and sent them a message through their app, their tracking app. This app allows you to do that, to unassign me. And I listed the reason being I've not been able to confirm potential payment from y'all. And they unassigned me, no questions asked. I will say though that a couple of hours or so later, I got an email from them indicating that the reason why that they were not showing as being approved is that they applied for a new MC number. Well, if you apply for a new MC number, that's like starting all over again. Like if I were to apply for a new MC number, I would have to work on. If I were to apply for a new MC number, then that MC number would have to meet the requirements of age. So then that means that I would have to wait standard 90 days to 180 days, possibly 270 days, or even possibly a year before certain brokers would deal with me. The same thing with brokers when they deal with the factoring companies, but I come to find out they're subjected to the same thing, and for good reason. The factoring company want to make sure that the company has an established history of paying out in a timely manner. And if they show that type of history over time, then guess what? They are accepted. So, as it turns out, I fared better not even dealing with them. It just so happens that the two local deliveries that I did, the two local deliveries combined, was more than what I had agreed to with the broker. And then I happened to catch a third delivery opportunity that took me to Greenville, and that one paid for decent money. Of course, it paid more than both of those combined, but it's made for a decent day. Whereas, best case scenario, I would have had the third delivery opportunity, which took me to Greenville, plus the potential of turning around and picking up in Lawrence to deliver back to Gray Court, which kept me on the other side of the state. But even under that best case scenario, I still earned over $60 more than what that scenario could have paid me. So sometimes your due diligence saves your ass. I'll even go as far as to say sometimes it helps to listen to that still small voice. You may have heard me from time to time mention that in past Get Geezer segments. That still small voice will lead you in the right way at least 75 to 80% of the time. And that's what happened in this case. So you may want to know who the broker is. I mean, it's not as egregious situation because I was able to save myself some grief. I wonder what could have happened had I gone through with the loan. Then I would have subjected myself to the stress of wondering whether I would be paid or not, when I would be paid or not. And that's some of the issues that a lot of folk in this delivery and transport space deal with when you're dealing with certain people who say, well, we pay after a week, or you have to do a net 30, which is when you file an invoice and you're paid 30 days after filing the invoice. The advantage of the broker, the factoring companies, that once you complete the road, you put in your invoice, you can be paid almost immediately upon approval for an extra fee, or you can do like me, wait until the next business day for a much smaller fee, and that amount be deposited into your banking account. So That's all I have to share for this particular segment of the Gig Geezer. Hopefully you got something out of it. If you like the content that's been provided in this segment or in any other segment, hit that subscribe button, give my content a thumbs up, share my content among others, and I definitely welcome your comments in the section below. I'm Inwood Lane. As always, may your grind and may your hustle continue.